Hello and welcome to the Wellness Village. This is Lydia. Today I'm very excited about our interview. We have Lee Spector with us, who is a wellness mama and a Reiki practitioner in Denver, Colorado. And she's going to talk to us about her approach to wellness, and we're so excited. Welcome to the show, Lee.
Thank you for having me, Lydia. I really appreciate this.
I just wanted to kind of start out. I always am curious about the story. Well, how did you kind of get into this, and what makes you so passionate about wellness?
Well, I guess the main beginning happened probably around 2010. I was pregnant with my number six and walked into a Wilmer Eye Institute to find out that my MRIs basically showed MS. And that kind of struck me. As a mom, and many of us moms do this, I went numb, completely numb, because you can't stress out. You know, you're looked upon as the head, basically, of the whole family unit. If you're not strong, something might collapse. And during that time, I started reading a lot of the Gerson books, and it brought me into looking into nutrition. And after that, I discovered Gabrielle Bernstein and Chris Carr, and that just blossomed into this wonderful new practice.
Okay, so with multiple sclerosis, was it autoimmune?
Yes, it is autoimmune.
Okay, so
So
a lot of sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say my brother also has it, and it is inherited. It is something that's passed on from the mom, which was another big blow that you kind of go numb to, especially with me. I've got seven. So it was a huge backtrack for me of having to regroup whatever I thought was the best for myself and my children and say, you know what, I don't know it all. And apparently there's these other people, like I mentioned, Chris Carr, Gerson, and Gabrielle Bernstein, who they know something I don't know. And it just they're so good at drawing you in. And then you realize it's so simple. Um, I guess it just brought me to more of a basis of finding out what kind of MS do I have. There's so many different subcategories. It's basically just like a cancer and or any other disease. And to focus on it that way, it's much easier to get into the wellness aspect, whereas mine is neurological. There's more of a chance of me walking into a wall than falling down and not being able to walk again. As per the rest of my family, there's more of a chance of them being in a wheelchair in the next 5 years. And that's, again, depending on where you are at in your wellness at the moment, your physical, your nutrition, spiritual primarily, as Louise Hay focuses on.
Okay, so what kind of protocols did you incorporate into your life in order to take control of your wellness at that point?
Well, when I first found out, we actually packed up and moved to Colorado Springs. So we took drastic measures. We knew what we were facing. We knew that being on the East Coast for me and my primary disease was not beneficial in any aspect. When we got out here, we automatically noticed changes. Being closer to the sun, I'm getting more vitamin D. I had less bouts of walking into walls or tremors. Then getting into the Gerson therapy and going more vegan, vegetarian eating lifestyle allowed my just my overall ability to keep up with the kids, to keep up with myself. Um, my thyroid became better. That's something that's also corresponded a lot with many MS patients. I have optic neuritis, which is another symptom of the MS that is primarily getting better or has more so stopped in its progression. So overall, it was a wake-up call that made me have to do these new protocols, as you put it, and routines, which really I lucked out. I have very blessed with a lot of supportive people. My children, my husband, they went out. I have my own little corridor in the refrigerator for my things. You know, if they want, I guess, a grass-fed burger, I'll take them to have meats and things that are not gonna, you know, I'm not eating it, but I want them to be aware of you can have these things that are going to aid you, but you don't have to eat what mommy eats all the time.
Take control of the symptoms and regain your health to some degree or a large degree.
Yes, yes. As far as nutrition-wise, I've been able to gain a lot of my physical capability back. The Reiki and the meditation and the more spiritual was and has been the biggest impact overall. I'm seeing more changes. I'm noticing that, and that's what brought on the warm wellness, focusing on mothers, is that even though I conquered all the things physically, all the past kept coming up, all the little past issues. When I came out of the hospital after my last baby, I realized that there's so many things they don't touch base on, that they do touch base on here on the West Coast. They don't touch base on really on the East Coast. How are you doing? How are you feeling? What are you facing right now that's in addition to the baby? Because it's never just the baby with most postpartum issues. It's never just the baby when you come home. It's integrating the baby into whatever you left behind when you went into labor, whatever you left behind before you even decided to have kids. I want to say that it's almost as you're gaining the aspect of this new family or these new children or these new experiences, those past issues come up and flare up so much more easily than you really realize. And that's where the Reiki and the meditation have really aided me. And it gives me the ability to say, look, you know, if I can feel my egos taking over, I can step back and say, I need to take 5. And I'll be able to, even if I'm sitting there and there's chaos, which believe me, we have chaos in this household, I can still take 5, close my eyes, recenter myself. And the idea that it's that simple might actually kind of sway people away. I want mothers to realize it really is that simple, that you can just take 5, close your eyes. Okay, the baby's screaming. Okay, the toddler's pulling my hair. You know, yes, something just spilled on my carpet. But these are so not as big of, they're not big problems like many of us face. You can come back from whatever turmoil you're starting to feel at that exact moment and just refocus on the fact, okay, I need a mop. Okay, my hair's not being pulled out. You know, okay, the baby knows I'm here. I know they're safe. I know they're not going to roll off. They're not going to get hit by something. They're safe, and I can come out of this, go over and pick them back up, and they'll calm down, you know.
Yeah. Well, tell me about, okay,
I'm running on.
that's a good transition into your actual services. So you're a Reiki practitioner, and just want you to talk to me like I am just super dumb. I have really limited experiences with Reiki. I know it has to do with energy healing, I think. But just tell us a little bit about what you do when you're incorporating Reiki into a healing practice.
Well, what I find with Reiki is the practice is basically a guided meditation without the words. I used to refer to it as my personal vacay, my nice little time away. And when I would see my Reiki, that is basically what it is. You are centering yourself in an area. You literally get to relax, lay down. I incorporate yoga mats or folded blankets. And there's always the option of sitting up on a pillow like an actual meditation. And with Reiki, I have to do my own practice. I have to keep myself very clear. I have to do a dry brush wash, and it's a physical visual for me. So it's showing me that I am releasing any negativity. What I do is I do a little, it's a visual for me. And when I'm dry brushing, I'm basically taking my arms and I'm brushing out. I'm taking the top of my chest, which is basically where your inner guide is. And I'm saying, whatever I have, I'm not bringing unto you. Whatever, I spilled my coffee all over myself this morning and it made me upset. I'm releasing that. That has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now with you as a client. And that re-engages me as a Reiki into being able to use my hands and use the energy that I have inside, that my inner guide has given me, that the Creator has given me, to guide you into feeling more focused and calm, allowing, I think is the best word to use. Because a lot of us, we get to the point, and this is mothers or women or actually anyone in general, you get to the point where you feel overwhelmed and you don't take that time out for yourself. And you don't realize how much you actually accomplish each day. Well, with the basis of the Reiki is we're saying, lay down and relax. Sit down and relax. Close your eyes. Let me take the brunt end. Let me allow my positive energy, the energy I've stored up this week, and let me focus on the areas on your body, focus on the chakras that you carry, and let me reintegrate them. Let me align them back into your spirit to bring you that energy. Now, my Reiki was wonderful. He was so good. I would spend probably about 3 hours there, and that really helped my MS. It relieved symptoms for about 3 weeks in between each session. And it's amazing what just allowing, when you're just bringing yourself to the point of allowing yourself to embrace someone else's energy, allowing them to cleanse you, to clean your inner spirit gunk basically out. And after that, what I'm planning to do with the Warm Wellness is show moms how they can do it at home. You do not need to be certified to do this. There are many Reikis that are out there that are very abundant in the supportive passion of, you can do this at home. It's just taking the time out to say, okay, where do I feel pain? Where do I feel the gunk? Did I just get over an argument with my husband? Did I just stub my toe on the dresser for the 5th time this week? Did I forget something very imperative for tonight's dinner? I mean, those simple tasks really do havoc on some of us. And you can say, okay, my knees are killing me. Well, where's the pain? What's causing this pain in my knees? And just by re-engaging yourself and saying, okay, it's not that bad. I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to say, I want this energy. I want this clarity. I want this pain to not be there because it doesn't affect me. And then you just lay your hands on that area. You lay your hands on those knees. You lay your hands on the heart. And you say, okay, I got this. Let this energy flow through me. Let the Creator just bring forth this healing. And, it really does work. It just brings back that supportive, that happy, that healing mindset that we all really need. I mean, where Gabrielle says, you need to focus on the love. You need to release the fear. This Reiki's a visual of it. It's a hands-on approach that many of us, as human beings, we kind of need.
Okay, that's awesome. I've been doing a lot of study just about awareness, or and kind of separating all the drama that happens, not identifying with the drama, but identifying with the being. So it sounds like Reiki is a physical way of kind of doing that and creating that space between what's going on around you and who you are in relationship to it, and not having them be the same thing. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yes.
Perfect. So so you do the Reiki, and you have a book, right?
I have a few. I had corresponded with my my nutrition certification, and in the process of that, I started writing books that helped people transition into becoming vegan or vegetarian. And Mine are a little bit different than what you would normally find. I actually experienced a lot of people near Colorado Springs, where I was at the time. A lot of the children had allergies, the gluten allergies, the dairy allergies, and so I incorporated that in my books. They're Wellness Mama books. I have them at lulu.com because I feel that when you are engaging in that, you really need that support. And a lot of us, we kind of look at the frugality of it and we say, well, you know, personally, it took me 8 months before I made myself go walk into Barnes & Nobles and buy Gabrielle Bernstein's May Cause Miracles. And it had nothing to do with the need. It had to do with I don't really want that. I want you and any other person out there to say, hey, you know, I want to eat better, but I got this gluten allergy, or I want to heal myself so I can do a 5-mile run every day for the rest of my life. But, you know, I really don't want the salt, or I don't like pickles, or I don't like this or that, or what, you know, what have you. So I've incorporated in these books, and they're very small. They're not, I don't want to like overwhelm anyone. They're not these trilogies. They're very simple. I have very simple go-tos. You don't have to go online and look, well, what's the alternative for regular flour? What's the alternative for nuts? Or, you know, what can I have coconuts if I'm allergic to peanuts? Well, yes, you can. You don't have to do all the browsing and searching and research for it. It's all right there in all of my books.
Great. Well, is there anything that we didn't cover about your practice specifically target to women, or to mamas, I mean?
Well, actually, August 2nd, we're having a meet and greet here in Fort Collins, Colorado. And it's going to be from 9 to 11 because, you know, Colorado, it gets hot. So I don't want to have sweaty mamas and babies out there. But it's going to be at Spring Canyon Park, which is a beautiful area. And the beauty of it is you can come as you are, sweatpants, sweatshirt, tank top, shorts, I don't care, you know. Feel free, bring the kids. I'm setting up right over a hill that overlooks the park so you don't feel so overwhelmed. But I'm going to be handing out pamphlets about what we're doing and about the impact that we wish to incur here. And just, you know, come out, view, have fun.
Cool. Well, tell us about where we can find you and where we can find your books.
Well, right now online, you can find me anytime. I'm at leespec.wix.com/warm wellness. You could just actually type in Lee Spector online and it should take you right there. I also have a Facebook page under Warm Wellness. So anytime you could just go right there and reach me ASAP.
And do you work with anybody remotely, or does everyone need to be local?
I haven't engaged in that, but you know what? I am up for anything. I think that this is going to be a good movement for moms, a good movement for women expecting, a good movement for those who are planning. And, you know, I think it will not only integrate the ability for us to speak to each other nicer and feel better about each other and ourselves. So if that's going to ripple onto the internet, I'll be happy to accommodate.
Well, perfect. So we will, I'll include a link to your website as well as your Facebook page, and we'll include your email in the information in the box below. Lee, I'm so happy about this interview. I think what you're doing is amazing, and so many people are going to benefit from your work. So I just thank you so much.
Well, Lydia, thank you. What you're doing with the Wellness Village, I think, is awesome. It's a great way for us to get our messages out and to not only that, but learn from each other.
Well, thank you so much. Well, I appreciate your time, and we will talk to you really soon, okay?
Okay, thanks, Lydia. I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.